Welcome to another video based tutorial on C++ concepts. Today, this is a pretty short video. I wanted to explain how mostly when you are sorting arrays, no matter what kind of sort you're using, you come across a situation where you have to swap two elements in an array. So you want to swap values of two of the elements inside an array, and this forms the basis for many sorting algorithms. So I'm going to explain to you today how you actually sort two values. Now if you look right here, I have an array. It's an integer array of 5 elements, and these are the values for the 5 elements. So let me just go ahead. I've made a quick presentation for you just to explain how the swapping process actually goes ahead. So no matter what kind of sorting algorithm you're using, sometimes you're swapping adjacent elements, sometimes you're swapping elements that are farther away. It doesn't really matter. If the basic concept of swapping is cleared or understood, then you should be able to swap values as you move along. So let's say we want to swap this value, which is at index 0, with this value, which is at index 2. So now right away, you cannot just swap these two values, because if you put 1 in this location, then this value 2 is gone, or if you just put 2 in this location, value 1 is gone. So we have to take help from a third variable, which we typically call temp, or I like to call it a temporary bucket. We put the value in a bucket, and we make some space for the other value to be reassigned. So this temp variable again is an integer variable, and we place one of our integers, one of our elements from the array, into this. So let's say we place 2, which is at index 0, inside this temporary variable. Now this space is now available. So this is kind of empty, although there is still 2 in there in the memory, but we have saved that value somewhere else. So now this is available. I can now go ahead and just put 1 in index 0. So that's what we're going to do. Put 1 in index 0, and that is updated. And now this space has become available. So we'll just go ahead and put 2 in this space, and that completes your sort. So essentially, if you look at C++ code, this is essentially just 3 lines of code. And let's just go ahead and write those 3 lines of code here. So we start by declaring an integer temp, and this is where the first value will actually go in. And so the first step was to put index 0's value inside temp. So that's the first step. The second step was to put the value from index 2 into index 0, sorry. So index 0 then gets whatever the value was in index 2. Third, we put whatever is in temp into index 2. So list index 2 is equal to temp, and this just completes your swap. If you go ahead and print your list, it should be swapped. Now obviously most of the times you will not be doing this in just hard-coded like this, because you don't want index numbers to be hard-coded. So you would most likely put some kind of an index variable here, which you will keep updating, and that I will explain when I'll be explaining solution sort in one of the future videos. So I hope this clears the concept of swapping between the elements in an array. Again, first step is to vacate the first location, put that value in temp. Second step, replace that value with the value that you want to swap. And third step, take the value from the temp and put it into the second location, and then that completes your swap. Thank you so much for listening.